All right, we are back with another episode of the Lead Up Leadership Podcast. We are live in LA, right? The LAX Hilton at a conference for the CSU Young Men of Color Forum. And I got three special individuals with me. Can y'all introduce yourselves real quick? We'll start off right. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? My name is Mr. Rudy. Mr. Rudy Rises. Coming live from Monterey County, representing Sac State and IYT. Here at Hilton. Thank you to Mr. Renato G.
Shout out to Rudy.
Jeff Towie, Program Director for IYTU. Probably the OG of the OGs of the program. Born and raised in the Bay, been in Sacramento since 2005. 2 decades in education. Proud father.
Seasoned leader.
Seasoned
veteran.
Maori's Salt.
Lowry.
Is it Lowry's? Oh, I said Maori's.
Yeah,
Lowry's Salt.
Well, I'm Aaron Arredondo. I am originally from Whittier 562. If you know in LA, then you already know. Here in my senior year in Sacramento State, I'm a lead academic mentor for IYT. And can't wait to reach you all with my knowledge. Thank you.
Definitely.
He said thank you. Cool, man. So I just want to jump in real quick. How do you guys, each of you, define leadership?
I'll go first. Leadership, there's so many forms. When I think of leadership, there was this picture I seen on the internet. It was like a wolf pack. So it's like,
I saw that, yeah.
So there's like different leaders, right? So there's one in the front, looks out for everyone. Someone in the middle, look out for the people in front and behind, and someone in the back who looks out for everybody in front.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like a lot of times there's different types of leaders.
Yeah.
It's not the confident, like outspoken leaders say, all right, guys, y'all gotta do this.
Yeah.
It's sometimes the people in the middle and the back that make a huge impact.
Yeah.
So I think it's being able to like emphasize,
Mm-hmm.
not emphasize, but like when you have empathy for someone
Okay.
and you feel where they're coming from. Because I feel like you don't need to lead a whole crowd, right? I feel like you can lead certain individuals and then they will create leaders, and it's like that keeps going, like a positive cycle.
Yeah.
Something a little different.
Within that picture,
Yeah.
where do you think you fall into that picture?
I think I play different roles
Okay.
because when I make music back home in the 831,
Yeah.
I'm the leader. So what I say goes. My type of energy that I have,
I see.
that's what's gonna go. If I'm in the studio and my energy is good,
Yeah.
and I'm writing, then everybody will
People
follow
feed off
suit.
that, yeah.
We made great music off of that. When I'm there like chilling, like nothing will happen. But when it comes to IYT, I take a little like a smaller role because
Yeah.
I'm not from Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily know what's going on because I'm new. It's a new job. So in that case, I have Mr. Rob Caesar. I got Kevin.
Shout out to Rob.
Shout out to Rob. Shout out to Kevin. They're the homies. Taking a bigger role for me because
Yeah.
I'm new. But when it comes to my students and my caseload, I'll lead individually.
That's dope.
So there's different instances where I step up and use my strengths. So I think it's just knowing yourself and knowing how you can make that difference. Because everybody's a leader.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it or not, the way you see yourself is like you can lead some individual depending on your experience, where you've been, where you at, but just kind of knowing your role,
Yeah.
feeling what the other people feels, and just
For sure.
taking it from there. That's kind of how I see it. How I
That's
define
dope. Jeff, Aaron?
Honestly,
Yeah.
when it comes down, this is Aaron. I would definitely say when it comes down to being a leadership role, I would say first know your role, in the great words of The Rock, know your role.
Uh-huh.
Because sometimes, like me, personally, I feel like a leader, and 9 times out of 10 I want to be in control. But then there are times where I know I'm full of, BS.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's like, I'm just putting up this front
Yeah.
in the sense of where I want to be in control. But sometimes there are people that know more than me.
Exactly.
That know more than me.
Really?
That can do more than me.
No.
That have
Dang.
a better strategic approach than me. It depends situational.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, all right, you know what? Forget this. I'm going to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part we were talking about in class is that group projects, like the pros and cons of group projects.
Yeah.
Because some people are born leaders and some people are just, they go with the flow, they go with the crowd, yada, yada, yada. And it's just in the sense of where you and personally, deep down inside, we know our strengths and our weaknesses. Like, I know I'm a people person. I can talk to God knows whoever, whenever.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to getting to objective done, especially if, like, say, me and Rudy are comms majors, and, like, we're not supposed to know this, but we know that all communication has a goal. You know what I mean? We all want a certain need met. We all want a certain...
An outcome.
We want an outcome.
Yeah, an outcome.
But sometimes conversations and leadership roles don't have to have an outcome,
Okay.
but just like a total understanding within all its members,
Okay.
to where it's like, hey, I need to take a step back from the leadership role and just be a follower. Like The Rock said, know your role.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I know that within this project, within this group, within this setting, my weakest strength, my weakest position
Yeah.
could help the group in its entirety, in the sense of where, hey, I need to take a step back, throw some input in there, but I don't need to lead right now. Right now, I could take a step back
Yeah.
and just chill out.
Yeah.
Why? Because
Oh, definitely, yeah.
yeah, like, because the thing is that, like, we want to take control,
Yeah.
but it's like, no, that's our ego. Our ego is talking. Right now, we need to be humble and just be like, okay, you know what? Other people can be leaders within this time. We need to share the power. And some people,
Definitely.
especially now in today's government, don't share the power.
Shout out,
And,
Stack.
shout out, Zach. And necessarily is that we need to look forward to our older members,
Yeah.
like the Renatos and the Jeffs, to be like, hey, look, you guys have more life experience and more years on me than I could. I'm still learning. I'm still a student. I think I'm a leader. I want to be a leader.
Yeah.
But right now, I can't be.
Yeah.
Like, I can be to a certain age group, but necessarily all around, no. I need your help. And that's where I'm going to lead with Jeff, is that, Jeff, what is your definition of a leader, and what traits and what can we learn from leadership in this position?
That's a plot twist.
There you go.
Well, you guys have said a lot.
Right.
That's all spot on. I think a leader is somebody who's responsible for getting another person or a group to a goal. It could be a parent, it could be a coach, it could be a big brother, it could be a mentor, a teacher. I think Caleb said it on the former episode that everybody's a leader at some point. They just don't always acknowledge that that's what they're doing. If you're a member of a band, you're the leader of the band. You're leading that group in that specific situation. I think leadership is just being able. It's the act of leading, like being in front, or either in the front and like saying let's go this way, or it's getting them behind them and push them, saying let's go, let's go, let's go. We're in the middle. We're all here. Let's go. I'm here with you. I'm in the trenches with you.
Definitely.
And I think
That's
it's the
IYT right
acknowledgement.
there.
Right. That is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's like it's being able to understand that you don't have it all figured out, but people are expecting you to figure it out. And that I think one thing that has to be that's key is your connection to humanity, that your humanity and the humanity of the group. And if you don't understand those things, if you're not real about it, you can't truly be a leader. You can be a dictator. You can tell people what to do, but you're not truly leading. So I think leadership to me always has to do with inspiration. It's pulling the best out of somebody. A lot of times, it's getting them. The best leaders to me are the ones that get people to do things almost in a way that they don't even know they're doing. Like the best teachers are the teachers that get a student to learn without even knowing they're learning. Like they're engaged in activity, and next thing you know, you're like, at the end, they're like, man, I learned so much about this, this, and this. And you're like, yeah, I know, I planned it that way. And you did this 2-week project. In the end, they learn about themselves, their partners, the world, society, one of the isms or whatever it is, and they learn all these different skills. But they were so engaged and they didn't know. Like in the work that you guys are doing, you're going to learn so much about yourself and society and whatever. And it's not because I'm like, hey, Rudy, today you're going to go learn about this.
Right.
I just say, go do this, and you come back and you debrief and come back, and the leader is the one who asks the right questions. The leader sees a true leader. I think will see someone and go, he should be in my position. And I'm humble enough, and I'm also self-aware enough to say, that's fine. You should be here because I shouldn't be here forever. I should be moving somewhere else too. So I look and I go, you may not see in yourself that you should be in this place, but I say, I want other people to lead as well.
Yeah.
A leader can't be, I don't think a leader should be the only leader.
Yeah.
I think sometimes a leader steps back and says, other people need to lead, and that's how let people grow.
Yeah.
Leaders, I think, to me, a leader helps people grow.
Straight
It
up.
makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, but makes them uncomfortable in a way that they have to step into this uncomfortable space and push themselves and grow.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that, I'm not exactly sure what you're doing. You're just kind of barking at orders.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you can be the military leader who's like sitting on the top shouting, or you can be in the midst going, "Let's go, I got this. I'll be there with you." Like if I'm sitting there leading you through something, let's say like if you're doing like I don't do fighting, like say like doing like a hike, I'm showing you that we can get here. I'm doing it with you. I'm in the trenches with you. It sucks,
Yeah.
but we're in this bad situation together
Life is moving.
for my sake and for your sake. And I think the last thing is that about leadership is that self-awareness, what you're good at, what you're bad at,
Yep.
and then you're also willing to say, look, I'm growing too.
Yep.
But the difference between me and you guys is just time. I got ages.
Yeah.
You
That's
always
it.
say that, but
and I always say
that's
because,
so true.
But it's
That's so
important
true.
because I think so
Yeah.
many people look at
That's mentorship.
like they look at teachers, parents, and go, well, you think you're better than me. I don't think I'm better. I would honestly say you guys are in a better place than I was at your age.
Yep.
You're better off for having people in your lives that actually are pouring into you.
For sure.
And the one thing I think is hilarious is when people are like some of these like adults, these seasoned veterans walk around like they've got it all figured out. I'm like, you're just setting yourself up to have somebody take your spot and blow you out of the water. Because if someone's going to come in, some 30-year-old's going to come in with a vision that you couldn't do, that you couldn't even see, and because you're so closed off to it, you're going to fight it. And in the end, they were completely right. And I came from a system like that, where every idea was, well, but I don't know, as opposed to let's talk about it.
Yep.
Let's try it. Let's fail together.
Wow, yeah, that's
Let's go out here and let's just do this to our best ability and hope it succeeds. And I think that's a true leader. A true leader is like sees somebody who's passionate and he goes, you know what? Let's find a way to channel this passion into this project.
a very
Pull
good
that
point.
out.
That's a very good point.
Jeff, you mentioned about learning and growth. I think each of you guys mentioned that in some capacity. What have each of you learned most recently about yourself as an individual or as a leader in your own journey so far? Whether it's through work, school. Jeff, I know you have a family. You're married. What are some things that you've recently been learning about yourself? Popcorn, it can be anybody.
Yeah.
I would definitely say with these kids, especially because I went from being an academic mentor to high school students all the way down to middle school students, 7th, 8th grade. So all the way from like 18, 17 down to 13, 12. It's just like, all right, Aaron, you need to take a step back and remember what you were thinking when you were 12, 13 years old. Because the way I was thinking at 12, 13 years old versus the way I was thinking at 17, 18 years old is completely different than I'm thinking of 25, 26 years old. And it's just like, okay, take a step back. Let me remember how I was feeling, what issues I was going through. Hormones are going crazy. Girls, friends, trying not to be a beta while trying to convince others that I'm an alpha. While trying to be myself, like not being an alpha, being myself, and not being a beta. That itself right there is like, okay, how do I juggle all those three while focusing on school and trying to control whatever hormones are going in my body?
Right.
And especially becoming the person I want to be. I feel like when people say, hey, you have to figure out what kind of person you want to be, you won't know that until you're my age, 25, 26, because like you said, you can either go to school, right out of high school, graduate and figure it out, and then life will be your teacher, or you can mess up, life will still be your teacher, but you will definitely get more knowledge out of life than you will get out of school. Because that's true, because in school, you only know growth. You don't know mistakes. You don't know struggle. You don't know failure in life. Especially if you think you have it all planned out, and then once you're like, okay, well, I guess I don't have the answers, because there are millions and billions of people out there that think they have the same answer as you, and you find out you're wrong, and you're like, okay, let me go to the drawing board. The people that are able to admit that they've messed up are the people that are able to grow.
That's
Because
good.
if you think that you did it wrong because somebody else did wrong, that's where you messed up. Because you're just like, okay, the fact that you blame it on someone else is the fact that me personally has gotten me, just nowhere.
Right.
literally, I'm in the same spot. I'll blame it on someone else, be in the same spot. Blame it on someone else, be in the same spot. But once I took acknowledgement and realized that, hey, this is all on me,
Yeah.
that's when I was able to grow, able to fully commit to my progression in life,
Yeah.
to admit that, hey, you know what, maybe I don't have the answers,
Yeah.
and I should listen to the people that have been telling me all these things for years, from stepdads to mentors
Yeah.
to teachers to even friends. My friends that have been with me since day one now will be like, hey, Aaron, you know what, you're doing great for yourself. Keep it pushing. They're rooting for me. They're Team Aaron.
Yeah.
And they can't wait for me to be back, for me to tell them all my news. And at the end of the day, they just want me to be happy.
Yeah.
And that's all we can do. Is a happy leader is a great leader.
Bam. Rudy, Jeff, what have you guys been learning?
You want to go? You want to go? You can go first. You can go first.
Where do I start? Oh my gosh. I probably learned more in the last 3 or 4 months about me and life than probably learned in the past 5 years leading up to it. In a series of months, I got married. Kid went on to middle school. One job ended, a new job started, and just learning that learning to be comfortable in a space where I'm not at my best. And
Okay.
like it's a stormy season, right, for me. But it's not a bad storm. Like it's stormy. Like it's some
Yeah.
days it's rough, but it's like, but you can't have growth without like like rain and wind. Like it knocks things out, it clears it out, and then but from that great things can like grow and new things. But it's uncomfortable and it's difficult. Like these past 3 months have been hard for me. Like there's been conversations and there's been times where I felt like I'm doing none of it. At home, at work, and I mean at home, I mean like with my family, with my wife, and then at work. But that's all part of this process, right? Part of life is you're just constantly struggling. You know, you're struggling to get it right, and then you hit a stride, and it's good. And I know better than most people that, you know, with ups comes downs. And I've been lower than most people would ever need to be. But the reality is, that's all part of this. You know, and I think like school doesn't teach you that. It teaches you that failure is punished, right? You fail, you get an F. I mean, literally, like it's the worst thing.
Failure is negativity. Yeah.
Failure,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
opposed to it being feedback.
It's all associated.
Yeah.
Like I've had to, I'm a pretty humble guy, but this situation of like to be in a situation like watching people that are, you know, 10, 20 years younger than me doing amazing things and doing it at a level that I want to be at is hard to admit to myself at times. And then also realizing that the advice I would give you is whether it's IYT or your next job or whatever you do next is that if you're in a space and you're in a dedicated space, whether it's a year, 5 years, 10 years or whatever, you've got to take full advantage of it. I came out of a space where I was there for 15 years and I learned a lot, and I don't ever doubt the impact I had on people's lives. But there's skill sets I didn't work out with that I should have. Failure of leadership that was leading me. Failure of myself to speak up. Mistakes that I made. I didn't search out mentors. I didn't actually actively ask people to help me grow. I was comfortable in the space and I didn't want to be uncomfortable. And now I'm in a space where I'm like, I'm pushing myself. But also that every day is an opportunity to do it better. That growth is sometimes leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just little bit of steps. You know, we had a conversation today where it was like, it was a real conversation, but it was one of those like, but the growth was acknowledged. Like, this is better than last week. You know, sometimes in your relationships and in life, you know, Tuesday is better than Monday. That doesn't mean that it's good. It just means it's better than Monday. You know?
Straight up,
Sometimes
honestly.
That's a good point.
You made it through the day, and that's success,
The first day, which is more like the first step.
right?
Yeah.
You made it through another day. You're still standing. And I've been through that. You know, like when I went through everything back in 2013, there were some days where I was just happy to I made it through the day without falling apart.
Yeah.
And I'm not at that point now, but there's just days where like, you know what? I can focus on what I did wrong. I can focus on what I did right, or I can look at all of it. What were my successes? What were my growths? And one thing I've learned is I love the language that IYT uses is daily wins. And as opposed to saying failures, we say areas for improvement, or no, we say,
Opportunities.
opportunities, opportunities, which is a great way. Like I'm not always the best as a parent. Like I come down on my kids sometimes on those things, and instead of saying, well, how is this an opportunity to do better next time? It's what they did wrong, as opposed to, when you did this right, we struggled here.
Yeah.
And learning, I'm learning how to be better at everything. The only problem is it's all one time. So it's a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's exhausting at times, but it's good. Like, I look forward to spring semester, I look forward to summer, and I look forward to, but I also look forward to, like, just looking back and going, it was a rough start, but, you know, but I don't even say it worked out, it didn't work out. It's just like we figured it out, we hit a stride, and we got across the goal, and that was the key. That's the sometimes leading people it's messy. It's just it is rough, you know. Like middle school, right? Like I taught middle school, I taught high school. Where you're like, there's days where you're like, this is I chose this. Something is wrong with me, right? And then
Shout
there's
out to Dev Downey. Speaking facts.
And there's days where you're like, I couldn't imagine being anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know?
Dang. Little
How about
unanimous
you,
there.
Rudy?
I feel the same way. What was the question again?
Just what have you been learning about yourself most recently?
That's a great question. Damn. I've been through a lot these past few days, these past few months, this past few semester. I'll just categorize it by semester. There's a lot of ways I could break it down. I think you guys brought up some good points. Something I've been thinking about is like my mindset. So am I going to be a creator or am I going to be a victim? You know, there's a lot of times where you can kind of blend in, like how Aaron was saying, and play the victim. So be like, oh, that was your fault. Like, oh, I was supposed to do this and that. Oh, I failed because of you. But at the same time, it's like, what could have I done to make that better?
Yeah.
That situation better. So I think just creating, using your own energy, because all of us got this energy that we can use. Sometimes we shy away from whatever opportunity is presented and be like, you know what, maybe that's not for me. And how Jeff was talking in terms of growth. Growth is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Being thrown in this situation, you got to lead some people, some maybe young males of color, who probably won't even listen.
Yeah.
But it's like you got to throw yourself out there, man. You got to believe in yourself to do it. Like one time, Rob wasn't there, and Kev went to go get laptops.
Okay.
He's like, "Hey, bro, you got it right." I was like, yeah, I guess. I was like, yeah, I got it, man. But he left, and I was able to lead study hall, you know, like do the rituals and everything. And I was excited. I think I brought good energy, but I learned from that. It was very uncomfortable, very.
For sure.
But it felt good.
Yeah.
I left that day knowing, like, I tried my best, and I definitely improved from where I was.
Yeah.
And my confidence increased.
Nice.
But something I learned about myself, and when it comes to leading, is when I go back home, I feel the disparity between myself and my family when it comes to education. And that's kind of what connected me to my new path goal. What I want to be is like, create an IYT for Monterey County. Salina, Soledad, Gonzalez. Yep. Be a leader, be like a Michael Lynch and Michael Casper, know. But be myself, obviously, Mr. Rises. And then, so it's just like, I was teaching my mom the other day. We kind of had this little dispute, this talk about like mental health, because she kind of didn't know it existed. Right. She didn't know that. Right. Although you can take care of yourself physically, financially, socially, you still got to take care of yourself mentally. It's something that was missing from the entire equation. It's like you can't move forward without that. I mean, our mind is one of our most powerful tools. It's like an organ. It's like when I rap and I can't write, is because if I can't like create something on the spot, is because I haven't been working that muscle. How are you gonna go to the gym and try to bench press like 300 pounds when you haven't been working at all? That's me, bro. I can't write a banger without having been working on that for a while. Yeah. At least a few couple days. Yeah. So that's something that I've learned, is the importance of education, the importance of mental health, and working out that muscle. Yeah. Because that's huge. My mom was like, I wasn't gonna say she was losing it, but there was times where she would break down just because there was no working that out, no methods of remembering, no methods of taking that health into account, giving yourself a break day, just little things like that increase your mental health. Yeah. So now when I'm a leader at my school, I don't know, it's a total different story. Yeah. It's just my confidence. Yep. And approaching each kid differently and acknowledging the story and just listening. Yeah. That's kind of all that I've been learning at once.
That's awesome.
It's been extremely difficult, but extremely satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy where I'm at. It's hella hard.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to, like, I just love seeing these kids, like, the way they are.
Yeah.
Going to field trips and watching them have fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When it's time to regulate,
Yeah. For sure.
you definitely got to, it's like, providing them with that guidance that they didn't have, you
Yeah.
know, so it's like.
And it's great that you mentioned about mental health.
Yeah, man.
Because of the challenges and things that life happens, sometimes just all of a sudden. How do you guys take care of yourselves to kind of like, quote unquote stay sane, to you got something to say, Aaron?
No.
I bring it up because it's important, because a lot of times, at least from my experience, going back to, I think someone had mentioned, like when I saw certain people thinking they had it all together, I'm like, dang, like it just felt like there was no way I could live up to that, or it's like my life had to be a certain way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, well, not at the same time, but as I learned, right, like that's not true, right? These people are actually like have like a system down. They have routines that makes them great or successful. Like it didn't just happen overnight. Some are more have some skills or talents that make them stand out, but for the majority, I believe they intentionally do things on a daily basis to be great, whether it's in their communication and the things that they're doing in their leadership position, and then outside of that, how to stay sane, how to keep calm, how to have that peace. Does that make sense? So what is it that you guys do to kind of take care of yourselves?
I'll go first. So that question that's a powerful question. I think it's complicated, but there's many ways to look at it. I think every person is different. So I think it's whether knowing what type of person you are, and knowing what you can handle at the same time, or how to manage your things.
Yep.
So for me, like I'm not extrovert or introvert. I think I'm really in the middle. So there's times where I can really shine when I need to be social.
Yeah.
But there's times where I do need my break.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to knowing yourself and knowing when you need a break.
Mm-hmm.
Acknowledging that you're tired. Acknowledging that you need to catch up on sleep.
Yeah.
Acknowledging that you need to make your bed, clean your room, because those little things do go a long way.
Yep.
Actually, IYTU with Jeff the other day. Shout out Fernando. He set out a video for us talking about how making your bed is an objective that you complete first thing in the morning. Let's say you had the worst day, but you come back home and your bed is made.
Yeah.
Two things can happen. You acknowledge what you accomplished, which is making your bed, or just being grateful that you have a bed to sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So one thing I practice a lot to keep myself sane after like so many things that just been happening in my life, being a leader, is gratitude.
Yeah.
Just my old ritual used to be writing 5 things I'm grateful for before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
And maybe just a daily write. So
Yeah.
write about what happened in my day, writing about maybe what some goals I want to have, but it would always come down to gratitude. So like just listing what I'm grateful for, my health, all my people being alive, because I've lost many friends in my journey. Rest in peace, loved ones, close ones, brothers that I love so much, and they happen to pass away or transition.
Yeah.
I'm just grateful that everybody's alive, So I just count my blessings.
Yeah.
Every single day, and that really helps me stay sane. And then for mental health, that does go a long way.
Yeah.
I used to meditate a lot.
Okay.
I don't do that so often, but that's something that I want to, probably get back in my life.
Yep.
But definitely writing, creating
Nice.
music is definitely something that I love and
Yeah.
enjoy. It's hard right now because I'm in SAC and I'm not with my immediate
Yeah.
network and my immediate people that can, just inspire me and
Yeah.
help me get this music across to all my people that support me.
Yeah.
So kind of things like that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Aaron, Jeff?
I think
And family.
not feeling. I try to not feel guilty about taking time for myself. I think I'm one of these people that I will go. I'll stay up late to make sure everything's done. I'll run all day Saturday, all day Sunday to make sure like errands are done, house is clean, the chores are done, food is prepared, whatever it is. And then feel like I'm neglecting something, don't want to feel like I'm neglecting something, so I keep working, as opposed to taking time to sit down and watch, like the new season of Jack Ryan, which was just like
Fire.
I mean, dope, right? But like just sit there and watch it, or like go to the chiropractor, or go to the gym, or go do something and just do it by myself.
Yep.
For myself, go like running errands by myself, which I like to do. I put my podcast on and just go put music on and just kind of get an hour or two to myself.
Yep.
And not feel like I have to do it. Sometimes just everybody goes to bed in my house and I just stay up and watch TV or do something for myself, and not feel like that's okay. And I think a lot of us that are we're serving people all the time, we feel like we have to do it, and then it's sort of like what we do.
Right.
We don't take time to kind of serve ourselves, I guess.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And
that's good.
And also, like, I make sure I go to church on Sunday. I skipped one Sunday and it felt off. I like the community. I like there's just the pause and focus on God, and focus on myself, and we'll focus on how I can get that right. I reconnected with God like recently. I really recommitted to it. And like one thing I know is if I don't take some time out to either review my Bible or pray, I feel off. And really just committed myself to that. But also like trying to find some sort of physical outlet. Like we went for a walk the other day, took the dogs out, went for a walk, and it just felt good to be outside. And everybody was moving and laughing.
Wait, so who let the dogs out? No, I'm just kidding. That was for Aaron, sorry.
My God.
Shout out to the Baja Man.
But yeah, right,
Yeah,
the Baja
the
Man.
Baja
Yeah,
Man.
shout out to the Baja
I
Man.
had them on a CD.
Shout out to
Whoa,
dogs. Shout out to dogs.
what's a CD?
Shout out to dogs, right?
Right, shout out to dogs.
I mean, well, that's funny. That it's like we having pets. Like, there's a piece to it. Like,
Yeah.
you pet them and you play with them. I take my dog out every day and I throw the ball for him. And
Shout out to Rocky.
we just sit there and I just watch him. It's so simple a thing that he gets so excited about. And I think there's nothing in life I'm that excited about.
Right?
You get the ball and he's just knocking stuff over. He's at the door and he's almost like, hurry up. Kind of like the innocence of a child. Or like when my son got to walk home by himself and I gave him some cash and he got to stop and get a snack and then come home. Like he felt he was kind of grown, but like just to take a second and watch that. As much as middle school students can be just a mess, but to enjoy that he was having a good moment, and just to take a moment and take that in, and like you were saying, is that you got to be grateful. Take an account of like what you do have. Well, I could talk about I want a bigger house, I want more money, I want more this, more that, or I could be like I'm blessed with a home.
Yep.
And I have a home full of people that love me, and I'm blessed with animals that make me laugh, and I'm blessed with I have clothes and I have food, and yeah, things could be worse, and they could be better, but I'm alive, and I can't say that about everybody in my life, that they're all alive with me.
That's true.
Like you said, and then they say at church that sometimes like, if you woke up this morning, God's not done with you, and I'm like, that's real,
Right.
and I just think that as much as the work is a priority, the not work time has to be a priority.
Yep.
I'm not saying you spend 8 hours a day not working. I'm just saying you take time, whatever it is that you need to do, as long as it's constructive, do it. If it's art, if it's reading, if it's exercise, if it's whatever, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing we can teach the young people is you've got to find that outlet.
Yep.
Like balance is key.
Yeah.
And one thing that is struggling at IYT is they wanted us to put that in our calendars, like what we do outside of work. And I was like, I want to know.
Yeah.
But it's important, like, what are you doing outside of IYT? I mean, I don't want all the details, but I want to know, like, but if you're like, but if it's like gym time, and you find out, like, I found out that some people like one of the mentors is really into going to the gym. Wouldn't have guessed it. Josh loves basketball.
Yeah.
Like loves hooping. And
I saw him,
yeah, but it's like you learn about people, but also you just learn that that's a way to connect with people too sometimes, and just I don't know.
No, I feel you.
No,
And also, I'm a big person on laughter. If you're not laughing throughout the day,
What are you doing with your life?
right? I mean, seriously, this work could destroy you.
Yep.
Because you carry burden with you. Like you carry for every kid that you reach, there's a kid that you didn't reach that doesn't make it. But there's also the laugh, just the humor of it all.
He went deep. He went deep.
And by the way, I mean we could do another podcast episode.
right. Part 2.
There's gotta be a
names of students that that didn't make it, and legitimately, like I buried a student last month. I mean, 26 years old, But in that moment, it was sad. But then I saw all these students that I hadn't seen, and they were now like 23, 24 years old, and it was just kind of cool to see that they've done well for themselves. And we laughed, and we shared stories of the young man who passed away, and we laughed about life and memories and those things. And you have to.
Mm-hmm.
Laughter's crucial. I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for humor. I love comedy. I love it, and that's if you're around me long enough, I will try to make myself or you laugh.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I ever said this out loud to everybody, but one of the reasons is humor got me through some dark places.
Yep.
But also, if I know that I made Aaron laugh, I know at least one time that day, Aaron laughed, and that
made a connection. And made a connection with that laughter.
Human connection. Like I know he may have like 23 hours and 55 minutes of the rest of the day are just trash. But I know for 5 minutes he was laughing, and maybe that's what pushes him to get through the next day. Maybe it doesn't.
Next class.
Right. We only got a few more laps. We're almost there.
I know.
What about you, Aaron?
Honestly,
Yes, honestly.
when it comes down to keeping me sane, I will always say working out, because working out is something that it's for yourself. No, if Rudy can't work out with me, if Rudy does 100 push-ups, I don't get any benefits from it. If Jeff does, 3 push-ups, it doesn't benefit me at
I thought you were
all.
about to say 300.
But the
Right,
fact that
3x.
Rudy did 100 push-ups, the fact that Jeff did 3 push-ups,
Thank you for believing me.
I could say, like, you know what, my brotherhood, the people who believe in me, the people who I stand with, arm in arm in this program of life, because literally all we can do in life is, and this is what I was telling my mom. I said, Mom, all I'm going to do for the rest of my life is be a better person and make sure this world leaves a better place before I die.
Yeah.
That's the truth that's the truth is, like, literally, to break it down as blunt as possible, I want to make the world a better place by the way that I'm better and the way that I make the world better.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to die. And hopefully, by the consequences of me and the benefits of me being a great person can affect the next person, that affects the next generation, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
That, honestly, because working out can only get you so far. I was using this example earlier. If you work out and you're a stud athlete, literally 210 plus, all body weight, all body mass, 5% body fat, you look like a freaking Greek sculpture.
The Rock.
The Rock. Say if you look like The Rock, and then you get burned the next day, 3rd-degree burns that ruin your physique, life, and all that. What do you have left? Your mind and your heart, because that's something that no one can take away with you. You can exercise that at your own will. When it comes to the brain, you educate yourself. When it comes to the heart, you cleanse yourself. You literally purify yourself in the sense of that you inject that positive energy within yourself, because no one else can do it. If I see someone who's in need, I'm the one that says, hey, you know what, I can make a difference. If I see someone that needs help, I can make the difference. If I see someone that literally just needs a pick-me-up, I can make the difference.
Yeah.
And that's something where you don't need to have the biggest muscles, you don't need to have the smartest brains. That just comes from being a good person, morally, as human beings, from the days of the Neanderthals and the cavemen, all the way to the kids now that believe in NBA Youngboy and the Little Uzis and the, who else? The, what's his name? Juice WRLD, and all the kids who listen to this auto-tune rap BS. Just be a good person, and I promise you, the consequences that come from it can only be positive.
Yeah.
Literally, no one in this world has been like, hey, you know what? I've been too nice of a person, and now the world has gone to crap. No one will ever say that. No, it is literally comes down to, hey, you know what? I made a difference in this person's life, even if it means by 1%, even if it was just a phrase, if it was a sentence, if it was a moment where I made them laugh, like Jeff said. Jeff made me laugh. That got me through the rest of my class for my 8 p.m., 6 p.m. class, whatever. Literally, it's like we all battle our own personal struggles, and it comes with the assistance of an outside source that makes it tolerable. That allows it to be like, you know what? I can do this because I'm not the only one in this fight. This person supports me. All we can do in life is support each other. Literally, that's all we can do in life is support each other. Because Ronaldo may have a separate goal, Rudy may have a separate goal. Jeff may have a separate goal. I definitely have a separate goal, but I won't know how to achieve that goal without their help.
Yep.
And that's the part where I feel like the ego gets in the way, is that, hey, you know what? Other people have the answers. I may not have the answers, but I can listen to them.
Yep.
And once I get my own ego out of the way, I'm open for so many possibilities.
That's
and
good.
so many opportunities for growth,
Right.
opportunities for mentorship, for leadership, for just knowledge. And that's all we can do, is learn lessons along the way
Yep.
without life's ticker clicking away.
That's awesome. In 30 seconds or less, real quick, each of you, what is next? What are you guys hoping to accomplish this year, this next few years? What are some of your goals, as you mentioned about goals right now? 30 seconds or less, what are you guys hoping to accomplish in the near future for yourselves?
All right, so for me, 30 seconds or less,
Yes.
Aaron Arredondo. I'm going to graduate spring 2020, Sacramento State, Stingers up all the way. You know, I'm an LA kid, raised in the Sac, raised and bred in the Sac, because that's what made me become more of a man than my hometown city could ever make me, is to learn that no matter where you come from, no matter where you go through, it's what you choose with your environment and your story that determines your consequences and your final chapters. Why? Because my life story is continuously growing, and all I can do is go up, up, and up. Not
In a
saying
way.
that, not saying that there won't be obstacles along the way, but just saying that the end goal will always be in my foresight, and that I too can be the person that will be remembered for generations and generations for years to come.
Okay. Jeff, 30 seconds or less.
30 seconds or less, Jeff. What you got?
The Aaron 30 seconds.
That was like 50 seconds.
Yeah.
10%.
Yeah.
Establish a routine or system to keep myself mentally, spiritually, and physically healthy, so I am constantly performing at like the best that I can, that pushes me forward a little bit each day. So that means making sure that I'm eating right, get my health straight in that way, spiritually that I'm connected to God, that I'm connected to my family, my friends, and my children, and that I'm constantly pushing myself just to do better in also the work that we're doing, that I know that I put everything into it and the program is better for it, and that I'm enjoying the process of it all because it's important. And that when I look back at this year, it may be there's a lot that happened, but I look back and I'm very different. I'm different in how I look, I'm different in how I feel, I'm different in how I performed, and just life is different in a better way. And
That's awesome.
Rises.
There you go, Jeff.
What's up, y'all? Mr. Rudy Rises. A few goals I got for this. 30 seconds. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Well,
or a minute, I guess. Is the
okay, yeah.
standard.
Well, for sure. My main goal is something I've been keeping every day is, become a better person. Whether it's have that conversation with that person, whether it's help this person who's down, whether it's maybe take that extra rep or go harder in school. I'm always going to be pushing myself to be better. So with that being said, I'm going to graduate May 2020 from Sac State.
Yes, sir.
I'm going back home, man. I love Sacramento. I love IYT. And, also another goal I want to mention is, be a better mentor for my kids.
Yeah.
I care about my kids, man. I love my caseload, And I take care of those kids, and I make sure I look out for them. And I try my best to help. I am new. Something I got to acknowledge, but I definitely try my best, man. That's one thing,
Yep.
So I just want to be a better mentor, that's for sure. When I graduate, Sacramento's going up, baby. Let's go. But I'm gonna go home, man. I'm gonna give my mom a hug and just say we made this.
Yeah.
From those frozen chicken packs in the freezer,
Frozen
from
chicken,
the loaf of bread, from going to sleep for dinner.
Yeah.
I just want to say we made it. We graduated. I got my bachelor's.
Yeah.
I want to go home. Hopefully get a job, secure the bag. But I'm gonna be pushing this music, man, to the end.
Yeah.
That's my number one right there. My number one for all my people.
Yeah.
And I wanna open up a program in Monterey County, Salinas, Saudade, Gonzales, especially Monterey.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not Monterey, but the places that need it. For young male of color, bro.
Yeah.
I want to be that person to hire other leaders, to create other leaders, to inspire other leaders.
Yeah.
So then can create more leaders.
Yeah.
Future generation.
Yeah.
So just create something that can create a support system so we can, better our society for young male colors, be more accepted, because it's a crazy world, crazy time we live in.
Yep.
A lot of things been happening. So my goal is just graduating, be a better person, be a better boyfriend, be a better son, be a better brother.
Yep.
Be a better, whatever roles I play, teacher, leader.
Yeah.
And just give back to my community,
Mm-hmm.
and make bangers along the way, have
Bangers.
fun, and
Yeah.
just live the best life I possibly can while I'm
Don't
on this
want
earth.
Rudy
man.
rises all day.
That's
That's
what's
it,
up.
man. That's all I gotta do.
Well, I appreciate each of you guys for taking the time to be on this episode.
Definitely. Man.
Looking forward to learning tomorrow at this conference.
Oh, it's gonna be
but
good.
more importantly, just in life, just seeing your guys' growth and seeing those goals that you guys set forth and making it happen. So I appreciate you guys.
Definitely
And I appreciate you guys tuning into the Lead Up Podcast. Until next time, thank you.